Welcome to Noonie TV, yeah! Oh, he's here! Noonie, yeah! Woohoo! Thank you, everybody. Thank you. 5 most underrated DPS Overland sets. Here we go. Set number 5 is Griffin Ferocity, set coming from Somerset Overland. This set is a bit of a niche and preferential depending if you can fit it in your build. But the reason we have it at number 5 is because if you set it up right, this set can help you very well. Griffin has 2 critical chance pieces that can help build the crit chance to your stats, especially if you're lacking crit. 4th item in this set is nice, giving you some extra weapon and spell damage. The 5th piece is where it really shines. Dealing direct damage, you gain minor force and minor expedition for 10 seconds, increasing your crit damage done by 10%, and increasing movement speed by 15%. Now here's what some people may not know. Griffin has a glitch where it actually gives you a ton more crit chance than you may think it will give you. It's a pro if you like crit or lack it, but it may be a con to you if you already have too much crit chance. Another positive is you can eliminate bar trap from your skill bar, as this gives it to you with a 10 minor force, which is really easy to proc at all times by simply hitting a light attack. The only con is that this does not stack with bar trap since they're both minor forces, but hey, fun part is having that speed expedition boost up while you're doing damage. Set number 4 comes from Artifact Overland is the Defiler set. One of my favorite sets we have tested for PvP, PvE, and parse, and even solo arenas. I want to show the set when golded out just to explain why we have this set on number 4. The reason I didn't put this set higher was because the set has been buffed and nerfed several times. As a matter of fact, if you was to Google this set, you'd probably get different damage sets that no longer are accurate. Defiler gives you 2nd piece spell and weapon damage. 3rd and 4th piece gives you crit chance, and the 5th piece, when you do critical damage, you summon a hunger that spills poison to all enemies, dealing 4,937 poison damage and stunning any enemy that hits within 5 seconds. Cooldown is 5 seconds. What people don't realize about this set is number 1, it's a proc set that if you decide to go weapons such as staff, you don't have to have a 5th piece, and you can use another weapon like Maelstrom Staff or any special 2-piece set with it. 2nd, the set procs instantly with any crit damage attack and resets again when you hit an enemy, especially a new one when the cooldown ends, which ends exactly when the proc finishes considering how quickly it procs and stuns. The stun is great for PvP and PvE trash adds. This set would have been perfect and probably higher on the rankings if the damage was at least 5k minimum or higher for 5 seconds, but regardless, pretty damn good set, considering you can literally buy this set at the guild traders super cheap or farm it solo in Varderfan. We also have tested it for PvE parsing and content, and the DPS wise has reached anywhere from 75 to 85k with no meta gear or mythics, so the set definitely has good potential, especially when you don't have any meta gear or if you just like to mix and match with it. And the crit chance helps if you're lacking crit in your builds, especially when you're lower CP. Set number 3 comes from Shadowfriend Overland, Swamp Raiders. Swamp Raiders can be used both for PvP, PvE, arenas. We have tested a Bobo build parse build that hits 80k without any meta gear. However, you can also mix and match with it to enhance it. The 2nd item of the set gives critical chance, 3rd item gives maximum stamina, 4th item gives weapon and spell damage, and the 5th item is actually really good. And this is where many people overlook the set because they are really not sure what it does or how it works. Allow me to explain. The 5th item adds 600 weapon and spell damage to your poison and disease damage abilities. This means all your skills that have disease and poison. So for example, if you're using a bow, any skill that has poison is enhanced. For example, the ultimate of a Nightblade incap is disease damage, so that's also enhanced. Plus whatever buffs your class gets, every class gets a different buff to damage, and any enhancements or manipulations of the CP you will use will give a ton of damage. So to give you an idea, one of our testers had his Nightblade incap with just basic stuff, put on some hit his incap for 15k. He put on Swamp Raiders and his incap is now going for 20k. Now of course he just put basic stuff on, but that's just to give you an example of the difference. And don't forget, even if it was, let's say, 1k higher than every skill, poison or disease, that damage is getting higher. That's like literally enhancement to every skill of poison and disease. The only con to this set is because it's a flat stat set, so it must stay full 5 piece, either in body or in weapons, recommended more in body. The problem is proc sets now more meta than ever, the set is still really good if you can find a way to customize it into your build. Set number 2, going back to Vardenfell for the set, is War Maiden. Now for a long time this set was my number 1, and even for a short time many years ago was meta. This used to be a second item, critical chance, third item, fourth item, weapon and spell damage, but now the third piece was changed to max magicka. Similar to Swamp Raiders, the fifth item enhances all magic damage. The confusion people may have is understanding that it doesn't mean all classes that are mag is magic damage. Allow me to explain. Every class has certain specific damages they use on their skills. For example, Stamina Nightblade have disease and poison are physical damage on a lot of their skills, but Magic Nightblades or Templars have magic damage, while the DK might have fire damage in their skills. The Magblade's ultimate is Soul Tether, so if for example your Soul Tether is 18k magicka damage, War Maiden, depending on your buff skills, CP manipulation and sets that may enhance, what War Maiden put on may give you magic damage of anywhere to 20k to 30k plus damage. Also, instead of putting a weapon spell damage group to your infused staff, you can leave the enchantment trait to magic damage, which already comes crafted or created or when you buy it in Guild Traders, and it'll eventually give you over 2k magic damage or more, and like maybe 200 or 400 mag resources back. The con of this set, similar to Swamp Raider, is that it becomes lackluster if you don't full 5-piece it. And with proc sets now more meta than ever, eventually you might need to figure out how to balance this set back into your build. One of the reasons also this set is number 2 is because several testing we've been able to parse and do over 90k damage with this set. Definitely a good set to get if you don't have any higher up level gear. Finally, set number 1. Coming from Stonefall's Overland, Shadow of the Ramp Mountain. These last patches have made most proc sets very viable and fun, where it gives gamers a chance to not have to perfect every light attack. Even though light attack is very important in the game, we also have to consider that with game servers crashing and lag, it would only make sense for proc sets to be more valuable to use than ever before. The Rim Mountain set second item gives weapon and spell damage, the third item max magicka, max stamina, fourth item critical chance, and fifth item deal damage with a weapon. You spawn a volcano that erupts after 1 second, launching hot lava at the closest enemy, dealing 8,421 flaming damage with 8-second cooldown. In other words, it's a pretty instant proc set, since cooldown is the same as how long the damage takes to end. Really good damage for an instant proc set. We have tested this set and has been very good in Maelstrom Arena with our Bobo build, our Bobo Pars build of over 80k, with no medicines or trial gear. Keep in mind, probably mixing with trial gear and meta sets might even enhance it, and also good for PvP. It's very easy to get solo in the Overland or simply buy it in the Guild Traders. Awesome set. Alright guys, keep in mind, nothing set in stone. We all have our preferences that work. What I may think's number 1, you may think's number 5, or vice versa. It's for fun, it's preference, and at the end of the day, it's just to give some knowledge and help others while also having fun. Don't forget guys to subscribe so we can continue to make more content. Like, until next time.